Hi, welcome to our flowing yoga and Pilates combination. We are going to be working with quite dynamic work today. So the yoga is going to be used as a warm-up, building strength and flexibility while holding our weight, so a bit of weight-bearing exercise. And then we will move down to the floor and do some Pilates exercises. The idea is to get a workout in a short space of time that targets the whole body. Remember, everybody's body is different, so modify the movements as you go along according to what your body can do. We're going to start off towards the front of the mat. We're going to breathe it in and softening those knees. You're going to gently fold over. Just let the head hang for a moment. Shake it out, make sure it's relaxed. Now, placing your hands either on the floor or on your shins, you're going to flatten your back. Now, if your hamstrings are quite tight, you can keep those knees bent. And release down. And again, flattening that back and softening down. One more time, flattening that back and softening down. Keep those knees soft, and we're going to lift it up again, reaching, looking up to the sky. Make sure that you're not arching that back. You're dropping the tail and zipping up the tummy. From there, we're going to open those arms and take it into a warrior. Now this foot is facing forward, the other foot is turned out. Reaching out through both arms, engage that core. Let's reach forward and back. Feel like your rib cage is traveling to reach you from one wall to the other. One more, forward and back. Now take it forward, reach it over. Get a nice stretch in that arm. Engage that core. Now we're going to push down and reach it over. You can keep this hand cradling the pelvis. It'll also help you to make sure that you're keeping that core engaged. Reaching down, taking it over. You have one more, reaching it down, taking it over. From there, reach both arms and bring it back to your warrior. Bringing it over. Now soften those knees and reach. Just the back knee is softening. The front knee is staying bent. And softening. And reach. One more time, softening. And reach. Can you reach it forward so those elbows are next to the ears? And hold it there for a moment. Now push those arms around and through. Like we're swimming, doing a breaststroke. And through, bit of holding strength for that front leg. Two more. And through. You have one more. And through. We're going to bring those arms down, gently bring the leg in, and breathing it up. And again, taking it over, softening those knees, releasing that head, and lifting up into that flat back. Remember, the knees can be soft, and melting it down. And again, lifting through the top of the head, out through the sit bones, and release. You have one more to go, lengthen, and release. And bringing it up to the mountain and releasing it down. Now we're going to repeat that. I'm just going to step to the other side of the mat so that you can follow me. Breathing it in and taking it all the way over, soft knees. Flattening that back, engaging that core, and release. You really want that feeling of lengthening the backs of the legs. So those sit bones are lifting up, so we get those hamstrings to warm up a little bit. This is your last one. And breathing it in again. And stepping it back. Make sure that foot is to the front into your warrior. Zipping up that core. And we are reaching forward. And back. And two. Think of the rib cage traveling. And three. We have one more. And four. And back. Now we're going to take that arm across and reaching through the fingers and bringing it up and reaching it up and up and reaching it over. Just get into that nice long stretch. We're not trying to increase the flexibility. We're just trying to get those muscles to lengthen through movement and bringing it back up. Nice work. From there, we're going to bring it to the front. And we're going to soften that knee and stretch and soften and stretch, and 3, and stretch. You have one more, and 4, and stretch. You're going to soften that knee so that we can bring it in. Nice work. We're going to take those legs wide now, breathing it in. Bring those palms together, squeeze those palms together and go into a nice deep plie, pushing those knees out to the baby toe. Release the hands, push them on the inside of the knee. And again, breathing in. Squeeze hands together, get some tension. And pushing against the inside of the knee. And again, breathing it in. Breathing out, still zipping up that tummy. Pushing against the knees. We have one more. Squeeze those hands together and pushing against the knees. From there, you're going to take it up. Breathe out, pushing into those hands. Take the arms open nice and wide. Now we're going to challenge those muscles a bit, pushing into the ball of the foot on one side. Release the arms. Ball of the foot the other side. Release the arms. And push. Release. And push. Release. 2 more. Release. Those legs might start to feel it about now. Release. Now take the arms all the way up. And squeeze down. And taking it up. Think of squeezing grapes under those armpits. And taking it up. And squeeze down. One more. Taking it up. And squeeze down. Now taking it to the center. We're going to bend one knee. Take it over. Take it up. Lift. One knee. Take it over. Taking it up. Lift. Really zip up from the pubic bone to the belly button. Over. Lift. You have one more. And reach. And over. And lift. Now we're going to push. You're going to turn the back leg in so it's on the ball of the foot. Reaching the arm through. Open. Now squeeze the hands together with the fingers pointing to the floor. And push. Bring the hands together. Open. Squeeze. And push. Rotate. And open. Squeeze. And push. Rotate. And open. And squeeze. Taking it all the way up. Hold it there for a moment. Draw the shoulders down and bring those legs in so that we are standing parallel. Obviously, I'm not in charge of this mat. Luna is. You're going to take a nice deep breath in and find the balance. Now, if you need a chair, you can hold on to a chair on one side. You're going to push the leg forward, softening into the supporting leg. Bringing it in and again pushing it out. We're going to do one more of these. Bringing it in and pushing it out. Bring it in. Take the arms up. Palms together into prayer. You're going to cross the leg over and we're going to go into a modified eagle. So we're not twisting the arms. Push pressure into those hands. Zip up that tummy. If you can wrap the foot all the way around, you can do that. Otherwise, just crossing it over like you're sitting in a chair. And breathing it in, unravel that leg. Take the leg down. Take a nice deep breath in. And release. We take it to the other side, breathing it in. And pushing it forward. Breathe it in. And pushing it forward. Feel like you're initiating from the core. Breathing it in. And pushing it forward. Your last one, bringing it in. Taking your arms up into prayer. Crossing it over. Wrapping that leg around and sitting in that eagle for a moment. Push those palms together, get a bit of tension. Spread that supporting foot so that you've got a nice wide base. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Try not to hold the breath. Bringing it back up. Finding that balance and releasing it down. Now we're going to turn sideways and I want you to go into a sit. So you're sitting on a chair. You're reaching those fingers forward. You're going to hold it there and engage your core. Now from there, I want you to swing one arm back, looking where it goes, and forward. Other side. Swing and forward. Swing Bring the elbows right up to the ears. One more. Make sure your weight's on the heels. And bringing it out of that chair sit. We're going to go into that chair sit again. Yes, those legs are going to feel that. Make sure your weight is right back on your heels and your knees are not over your toes. And again, we swing. 1. Bringing it in. And 2. Should be nice and warm by now. And 3. And in. And 4. And in. And bringing it up out of the chair sit. Take 1 step forward so that you're nearer to the front of the mat. We're just going to do 1 more mountain pose. Breathing it in, breathing out, softening down to the floor. From there, I want you to step right back into your plank. Make sure you're reaching out through the heels and out through the head. Zip up that tummy. From there, we're going to slowly lower down to the floor, if Luna will let me. I want you to push back on your knees and just stretch out into your recovery stretch. From there, you're going to tuck the toes under. You're going to push the sit bones up to the ceiling and the heels to the floor so that you go into your down dog. Now think of that rib cage reaching through towards the thighs. Can you just pedal those feet out? 1 at a time. I'm going to have to rename this cat yoga. And 2 more. And from there, both heels are in the floor. Lift up on the toes. Tuck that tail under, and you're going to ripple through until your head comes up in line with your body. Now you're going to soften the knees. You can place them on the floor if you want to. Otherwise, try and hover. It's a little bit more intense so that you back into that squat, into that little pounce position. Now, sit bones up, heels down. Feel the stretch. Up onto the toes and ripple forward. Soften the knees and slide back. And heels down, sit bones up. Up onto the toes and ripple forward. We're going to do that 2 more times and sliding it back. Heels down, sit bones up and up and ripple forward. We have 1 more, softening those knees and pushing back. Heels down, sit bones up and rippling it forward. From there, I want you to bring 1 leg in front. Now you're going to make sure that knee is on top of the heel. You're going to stretch out through that back heel and zip up that tummy. Turning that back foot out, you're going to open it up into a modified triangle. Keep that elbow pushing the knee open. Hand can be flat, it can be on the leg, on the foot, wherever is comfortable. Now lengthen up that leg and soften. And 2. And soften. 1 more. Now as you soften, can you let the arm go behind the back? You're going to release down. You're going to turn out and open, stretch, soften, turn the back leg in. Turn it out, open, stretch, arm behind, soften, turn it in. 1 more time, turn it out, open, stretch, arm behind, soften, and in. From there, I want you to rotate towards the knee. Lengthen those fingers up to the ceiling. Try and push out through that back heel. Breathing. Take the arm all the way over and bring the elbow in. Now reach it forward again and all the way over. Up. Slide it in. Reach and open. You have 1 more. Up. Slide it in. Reach and open. Bringing the hand all the way down. We're going to turn out and flex those toes. Reaching through those arms, or you can keep the hands on the floor, depends how you feel. If you feel like you can find that balance, now let your hands help you to walk across like a monkey to the other side, flexing those toes up and find the balance there, or keep the hands on the floor, whatever works for you. From there, we're going to rotate so that we are in a lunge on the other side. Now I want you to reach out through that heel, out through the head first, find that nice open lunge. Zip up that tummy. Now we're going to place the hand in front of the foot, turn out the back leg and into our modified triangle. Hold it here for a moment, pushing that knee open, energizing through those fingertips. And stretch up that front leg. And release. And 2. Try not to let this arm flail backwards. You want to really energize through those fingertips. If your neck gets sore, you can look down towards the floor. Now we're going to melt that arm behind the back. We're going to turn the leg in and turning it out again, reaching it up. Stretch the leg. Arm releases. Soften the knee. Turn the back leg in. Turn it out. Arm up. Stretch the leg. Arm releases. Lowering it. Turn the back leg in. We have one more. Turn it out. Stretching the arm up. Leg stretches. Soften. Knee bends. And drop. Now we rotate to the back knee. Hold it there for a moment. Reaching out of that heel and up through that arm. Zipping up that tummy. And bring the arm all the way in. Slide the elbow in towards you. Reaching it up and all the way over. Look where your hand goes. Lifting it up. Bringing it in. And again, lift. And we're going to do one more of those. Bringing it in. Up and over. From there, bringing that hand back to the floor. We're going to turn out into that flexed foot again. Very gently, we're going to walk it across to the other side. Flexing that foot. And turning it back into your lunge on this side. From there, I want you to plonk that foot back into your plank. Zip up that tummy. Now we're going to soften those knees ever so slightly and release those toes. Now, can you tilt that pelvis, engage that core, and lift up through the head? So we're not completely collapsing, you're zipping up that head. I want you to try and keep the body like a nice tight piece of wood. There's no movement in that torso. You're going to soften the elbows, and you're going to press up. Now go as far as what's comfortable for you. Zip up that tummy, softening the elbows, and pressing up. So it's a very gentle push-up. Softening those elbows. Now you'll notice I'm keeping them next to my body. They're not poking out to the side. We're going to have one more. Softening the elbows. Keep zipping up that belly button and pushing it up. From there, pull the tummy in so that you can pull back into your release. Stretch out through those fingers and just have a moment to breathe. From there, you're going to gently drop the sit bones into the heels and uncurl, so that you come up to a kneeling position. Just find a nice lift in the torso. Now you can take those hands behind and hold on to those feet. Or you can put them on the floor. So we're going to start off with the hands on the floor. I want you to start off by tilting the pelvis and just squeeze the glutes to lift that pelvis up. So we're not aiming for a big arch, just trying to engage the glutes. And really we want to make sure that we are tilted so that core is working. Now, as you start to push up further, you can start to let the upper body go. Remember, work according to what works for your body. If you're struggling on your knees, you can do this sitting on your sit bones with your legs crossed. And now release the sit bones. Keep that chest on the ceiling, bringing it up. We're going to do that again. Tilt that pelvis, zipping it up. Work forward from the glutes and lifting right up into that arch. Now keep that chest up on the ceiling as you drop the sit bones and ripple back. We're going to do that one more time. Remember to work where it's comfortable for you. You want to have nice long necks. We're not completely dropping the neck. And release the sit bones and release. From there, we're going to place both hands on the floor so we go into a 4-point kneeling. I want you to just start off with a little bit of a cat stretch. So tuck the tail under. Nice big stretch into that back. Hold for a breath in. As you exhale, reach the tail back. Now let's go into a cow. So you're going to allow your back to arch here. And again, tuck the tail under, scoop the tummy in, ripple from the coccyx all the way up until the head collapses. Hold for a breath in and release the tail and let it ripple all the way up until the chin comes up to the ceiling. Now bring it into a flat back. So here you want to close the rib cage and pull the tummy in. We're going to tuck those toes under. You're going to tilt that pelvis, zipping up the tummy, and hover those knees. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently release the knees to the floor. Point the toes, nice long back. And again, tuck the toes under. Tilt that pelvis, scoop the tummy in, and hover. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Release the tail, release the toes. Take a nice deep breath in and open the arm up And now exhale, you're going to thread the needle so the arm goes underneath the other arm. You rest the head on the floor. And now you can release the supporting arm up to the ceiling. Hold it there for one inhale, one exhale. Bring the arm back to push you up again. And we're going to finish by opening that rotation one more time. Bringing it back. We're going to repeat on the other side. Breathing in to rotate. And breathing out to thread it through. Head on the floor, reach through those fingers. And now release the supporting arm. Hopefully feeling a stretch in the back of the shoulders as you take an inhale and an exhale. Bringing the arm back down. And remember to finish by rotating first and bringing it back to the center. That was just to release our back. From there, we're going to make sure the tummy is engaged. Extend one leg out. Extend the other leg out so that we're in our plank position. Now we're very gently going to soften so that we can drop one hip down and push back into your plank. And drop the other hip down and push back. Try not to rest there for too long. A very gentle tap to the floor and back. A little bit of weight bearing for the shoulders and the arms. Very good to prevent osteoporosis. We want to have strong bones. And we're going to have one more. And now a last one to sit on that hip. And then rotate to seated. From there, you're going to take those arms forward, lifting up as tall as you can. I want you to tilt the pelvis. Keep the shoulders on top of the hips. Reach through the fingers. Make sure those shoulders are down. Now start to shift the shoulders behind the hips. Pull that tummy nice and deep. Come back into that rounded C curve and sit it up nice and tall. And again, breathing out to tilt the pelvis. First, reach through the fingers and shoulders out of the ears. Then shift the shoulders behind the hips. Come back into your rounded C curve and lengthen. We have one more. Tilt that pelvis, scoop and shift. Now we're going to pull the bow and arrow and change. And 3 and 4. We're going to go for 6, 5 and 6. Bring both arms to the front, rounding into that C curve, sitting it up nice and tall. Again, tilt that pelvis, scoop the tummy, and shifting it back. Now this time, we're going to scissor the arms. 1 and 2. Use that breath. Shh, shh. And 5 and 6. Both arms forward, rounded C curve, sitting it up nice and tall. Now extend those legs. If you need to, you can use a towel, a jersey, something behind your legs to help you, or you can hook a band around your feet to help you go down to the floor. So start by tilting that pelvis, and you're going to roll it down one vertebra at a time until you are lying on your back. And you're going to take those arms over the head. And from there, I want you to make sure the rib cage is in, tummy is connected. You're going to lift the head and the hands, and you're going to reach through the fingers to come up. Now again, if you've got that band, it can help you. I want you to reach right over the legs so you get a bit of a stretch in the back and the hamstrings. And sitting it up nice and tall. And tilt that pelvis and roll it down, one vertebra at a time. Make sure that you don't pop those ribs open. So you want to imagine you're holding chopsticks as you take those arms over. Breathing in head and hands. Breathing out to reach. Up and over. Sitting it up nice and tall. We're going to do 2 more of those. Tilt, rolling it down. Engage that core. And head and hands as you inhale. Exhale to breathe and reach. One more time. Lifting it up and tilt to roll it down. Make sure that you're keeping the rib cage in. And breathing in head and hands. Breathing out to reach up and over. And sit it up nice and tall. Now we're going to add a variation to that. So we're going to tilt and roll it down. Take the arms over the head. You're going to push down with those palms and bring a knee into your chest. And lowering it down. And push into those palms, bring a knee into your chest. And lowering it down. And we have 3. And lowering it down. And we have 4. Remember, we're going for 6 with each of these. 5. 1 more to go. And lowering it down. You're going to bring the hands down. Bring those feet in so that they're hip width apart. Get where you have to be comfortable. Heels are in line with your sit bones. There should be a gap between the two legs. Your fingertips are reaching towards your heels. I want you to start off by engaging that pelvic floor, so feel like you're holding in your urine, and you're going to think of pulling the belly button down to the spine because we don't want the back to arch off the floor. I want you to lift one leg up, and as you do that, the pelvis will tilt slightly and you'll feel the lower back going towards the floor. Now engage even deeper to lift the other leg to join. We're going to start off with a little jog for 6, 5, 4, keeping the body really still, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees to tabletop. You're going to nod your chin and come up into your chest lift, reaching your fingers towards your heels, and imagine holding an apricot under your chin. And we jog 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees are together. Now without losing the connection in that core, you're going to lower the head and shoulders. Then you gently lower one foot, lower the other foot, give yourself a little chance to release it. We're going to engage that core again, so draw the belly button to the spine, floating one leg and then the other. This time you're going to float the arms up, melt the shoulders into the floor. Same arm as leg, so I'm working with right arm and right leg. We reach them away and draw it in. We're going to do it on the same side, reaching it away and drawing it in. You're keeping that lower back nice and still so it's not arching off. Now if you struggle to do this, you can do it with one foot on the floor for support, and you can also just work with the leg and not the arm. You want those ribs to come in. We have 2 more, and in. Don't forget to exhale. And now we do the other side, and 6, and in, and 5, and in. We have 4, and in, 3, and in. Keep zipping up that tummy. 2, and in. Last one, and in. And gently lower one foot, lower the other foot so you can give yourself a little bit of a break. We have one more exercise in this position with the core, so I want you to zip up that tummy. Again, float one leg, float the other leg. Now you're going to take both arms over. Now check that rib cage. You're going to circle them around, and as you come up, chest lift. And lowering the head and shoulders, take the arms over. Circle them around, chest lift. And again, taking those arms over. Keep that tummy nice and connected, chest lift. Now if you want to advance this exercise, as you chest lift, reach the legs away and soften the knees, take the arms over. The whole idea though is you keep that back nice and still and you're holding those chopsticks. We're going to do 2 more of these, and if it's too much for you, you can put those feet on the floor and just work with the upper body. This is your last one. You're going to bring the hands up to the ceiling, bend those knees, lower one foot, lower the other foot, release those arms to the floor. Now we're going to focus a little bit on the legs, so reach for those fingertips, find that pelvic floor, that feeling of stopping your urine mid-flow. Tilt that pelvis, and we're going to roll up through the vertebra until we're in a bridge position. Now check those knees aren't flaring open. I want you to imagine that you're holding onto a small little soccer ball. We're going to hold it there and draw those ribs in. Take those arms up to the ceiling again and open the arms wide. 3, and in. Feel the back of the ribs widening, and we have 1 more, and in. Zip up that tummy, put those arms down to the floor and melt into the floor. Articulate through the spine, release the pelvis. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, find the pelvic floor, tilt and rolling it up. This time I want you to take the arms on a bit of a V so we've got a wider base. You're going to float one leg up and lowering it down, and other side. You want to make sure both hips stay nice and even. And 3, and lower, and 4. Again, we're going for 6, and 5. Keep zipping up that tummy, and 6. Make sure the hips are level, and roll down, articulate through that spine. 1 more time, we're going to tilt and roll it up. Get the zip, get those chopsticks between ribs and hips. Lift one leg, extend to the ceiling. Lower it in line with the other leg. Bring the foot up, bend the knee, place it down. Other side, knee, extend to the ceiling. Lower the leg in line with the other leg. Lifting up, bend the knee, place it down. And again, bend knee, floats. Extend to the ceiling. In line with the other knee. Up to the ceiling, bend the knee, place it down, keep engaging that core. And other side, bend the knee, extend to the ceiling. In line with the other leg. Try not to drop that hip. Lifting it up, bend the knee, place it down. We have one more each side. Float that knee, make sure you're still engaging that core, extend to the ceiling. Lower in line with that foot, bringing it up. Soften, placing it down. Last one. Float one knee, extend to the ceiling. Lower in line with the other knee, up to the ceiling, bend, placing it down. Make sure you've still got that tilt, engaging that core, and roll down through the spine. From there, you're going to hug those knees into the chest. Just rock them in and out a couple of times just to massage that back onto the floor. We're almost done. From there, keep the knees on the chest, take the arms open, turn the palms to the floor. Take the knees across to one side and just let them collapse. And just breathe into that rotation for a moment. Nice inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now use your core to help you get the knees back on the chest and take them to the other side and just try and release. Inhale through the nose and exhale. And again in through the nose and exhale. Gently bring it back to the center. Lower one foot to the floor, other foot to the floor. And now just bring those hands back to the middle, and I want you to place one hand on your stomach just below your belly button and the other hand on your chest, round about where your heart is. Just for a moment, close your eyes. And I want you to just take 3 deep breaths here, trying to release the body into the mat and just thanking your body for the work that it's done now. You've had your workout for the day, and now you can get on with everything else. Or if you're doing this in the evening, you can relax and get ready for bed, knowing that your body's done a beautiful combination of strength and stretch, releasing the back of the shoulders into the mat. When you're ready, release the hands to the floor. Shake the head, make sure it's relaxed. And we want to come up in a way that is gentle for the body, so you're just going to wriggle onto your side very gently, and then use your hands to press you up to seated. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you feel stretched, you feel like you've had a little bit of a workout, and now you feel ready for whatever comes next. I hope to see you soon.